UFC 318 Max Holloway still BMF. Dustin Poirier bids adieu on a sticky Saturday night in New Orleans, a city that knows better than most how to throw a memorable farewell. Dustin the Diamond Poirier had the rare privilege of a hero's sendo on home turf, only to end his storybook-ending gate crashed by the Hawaiian hurricane named Max Holloway. In a contest that set the Smoothie King center alight and left MMA aficionados in raptures, Holloway retained his baddest mother belt and handed Poirier a bittersweet yet beautiful goodbye in a 5-round symphony of violence, heart, and drama. Let's relive, step by step, the kind of brawl that keeps us all obsessed with this wild sport. UFC 318 was more than a numbered card. He was a love letter to Poirier, a son of Louisiana, who has personified grit and grace inside the world's most unforgiving proving ground. The arena buzzed with nervous anticipation as Poirier, anchored by New Orleans legend Lil Wayne and bathed in the golden light of homecoming, made his NAL walk to the octagon. Fleur-de-lis uttered above the masses, the echoes of jazz and Cajun chants commingling with the thumping bass of the arena. In the cage waited Max Holloway, BMF belt snug on his shoulder figuratively, of course, grinning like a man who's never met a bad day, ready to rain on the parade. MMA is notorious for denying fairy tales their final flourish. And as it turned out, Holloway wasn't there merely to play foil to Poirier's dream exit, was there to put on a show. With the first bell, it was clear both legends arrived with extra octane. Holloway, known for his tidal wave of punches, wasted zero time in ending his groove. Feints, jabs, and then wham, a clean right hand sent Poirier stumbling to the canvas just 40 seconds in. The eruption from the crowd was instant, but so was their collective gasp as their man was in trouble early. Poirier, too proud and probably too stubborn to wilt at home, popped up, swinging back. But the statement had been made. Blessed was not here to play the guest of honor. Holloway dictated pace, found his range, and likely banked the opener with his signature intensity. Poirier survived, absorbed, and peered into the re. If round 1 was a tease, round 2 was vintage Poirier. Holloway controlled chaos, delivered in HD. Holloway pressed the gas, slicing with a sharp uppercut that ordered Poirier for what seemed a knockdown number 2. This should have spelled disaster, but the Diamond knows how to thrive under pressure. Rather than fade, he delivered a Hollywood reversal, staggering Holloway with a furious left hand. Suddenly, Poirier's guillotine was locked in tight crowd on its feet, New Orleans on the cusp of delirium, but Holloway, impossible to put away, wiggled out. The round ended in a blur, Poirier bleeding, Holloway smiling, and the consensus everywhere was okay, this is something special. Sometimes after pure bedlam, fighters recalibrate, and that's exactly what round 3 brought. Poirier, face edged with a crimson cut, settled in to find his timing. Holloway returned to volume mode, peppering with the jab, darting in and out like a prize-fighting gazelle. Yet, it was Poirier's laser-focused power shots that found the cleaner marks, particularly to the head. The round was close, but Poirier appeared to claim it by landing the harder, more significant shots. The chess match was a reminder for all their brawling, these men are artists as much as warriors. Championship rounds are where legends are built. And, boy, did round 4 deliver on the promise. Poirier cracked Holloway with pinpoint jabs, slicing open a nasty gash under the Hawaiian's left eye. Yet, the Blessed Express doesn't slow for minor inconveniences like blood. Max increased his output, pouring on punches in BE and 6-punch combinations, gradually wearing Poirier down with sheer will. Still, Poirier fought smart, timing his counters, never allowing Holloway to get too comfortable. But Holloway's conditioning stew of myth became pronounced, his pace relentless. Through the blood, sweat, and electric roar of the crowd, the sense grew we were witnessing a classic. If the first 4 rounds displayed technical mastery, the FTH was pure poetry. With 10 seconds left, Holloway ashed his no-iconic gesture to the mat, beckoning Poirier to stand and bang. The fighters emptied their tanks, Holloway swinging until the buzzer, as Poirier clinched to end the momentum. The crowd at a near mystical fever pitch. Both of them refusing to wilt, refusing to yield. If you love this sport, you live for moments like that, mutual respect in madness, legacy forged in chaos. Forever linked. Blessed MMA. Dustin Poirier go the distance at UFC 318. Pic.twitter.com J2003HFE3G UFC July 20th, 2025 FOR The Stat Obsessed? Holloway's win was built on volume. He outstruck Poirier 186-114 in total strikes, outlanding the diamond in significant strikes across 4 rounds. In a bout marked by knockdowns, reversals, and surging momentum, those numbers only tell half the tale, but they underline Holloway's surgical pressure and gas tank. When Bruce Boer's dulcet tones rang OUT 4946, 4946, 4847 ALL for Holloway, the result felt inevitable, but the GHT was closer than any numbers or scorecards could summarize. Holloway had been the more present, precise, persistent force, but Poirier, with every ounce of heart, ensured his final walk wouldn't be forgotten. Poirier, tears brimming in his eyes, placed his gloves in the center of the cage, bowing not just to the crowd but to the sport that's given and taken so much. "I feel appreciated, I feel loved. What a ride," Poirier said, his voice echoing through the halls and through history. Holloway, ever the sportsman, saluted his foe Dustin's "The BMF tonight, man. Nobody does it like him. Thank you for sharing your house." Ultimately, Poirier didn't get the fairytale fade out. But the way he went out bloody, swinging, respected to the core by even his greatest rivals was the stew of legend. Holloway, meanwhile, is now the RST to defend the BMF strap, has another classic to his name, and a clean shot at lightweight glory. Swipe left for next fight. Over the MMA faithful, UFC 318 wasn't just another night at the fights. It was a reminder that this sport, like New Orleans itself, is equal parts heartbreak and celebration, a place where legends are immortalized, even in defeat. The Diamond may not have ridden with the belt, but he left holding the one thing every fighter truly wants: the love of the fight, and the love of the faithful. Latest vlogs.